Everyone, welcome back to another Friday Sews with me, Helen, and this is my channel, Stitch Rip Repeat. So it's been a little while since I did a last video. If you live in the UK, you'll be aware, obviously, we've been having some gorgeous weather of late. So that is one of the main reasons I've not been on, because A, it means I haven't wanted to sew because it's, you know, quite clammy inside. And B, I live by the sea, so I've been wanting to go out and about while the weather's lovely. In the UK, you've got to make the most of it while it's here because you never know when it's going to turn. And so, yeah, so I've been enjoying that. So there's not been a lot of time to sew and therefore I didn't have a huge amount to share. I have got a couple of makes that I want to share. And of course, I have some recent additions to my sewing room, which I'll share with you. And I thought I'd come on today so that I can actually release the Friday Sews again for you guys. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you do not, I will pop my handle there. Please do come on over and join me there. I have posted this make. I think only just like a screenshot, a little shot of it, because I took this to our Lido. We have a lovely outside swimming pool on the seafront down in here in Plymouth, which we went to. My husband and I'll hopefully pop in a photo on a gloriously sunny day. And it was the best chance for me to have my first outing with this new make. So the make in question was a kit from Guthrie & Garney, actually 2 years ago now. So I kind of started it, and then I think every time I thought I'd do it, it wasn't really hot weather or I wasn't inspired. But this year, because this will be like our third heat wave so far this year, I thought I had to get it made. And it is the Luskentyre bag. And as I say, this was a kit. Now, if it doesn't show very well, because it is quite large, I will put in photos. But it is this bag here, which you'll see is this fabulous bright neon fabric with all the sort of beachy themes with the cocktails. And then you've got the other themes like the cactus and the flamingos. I absolutely love it. As I say, this was one of the kit fabrics. There were other choices. It is as I say, really large beach bag. It goes over the shoulder with these wonderful all-round straps. It has also inside a drawstring top here. So you can pop your belongings in and you can draw them up there. So they're kept nice and safe inside, which I really like. That is optional, of course. Lots and lots of room. I fitted all my husband's and my beach stuff and spare clothes and flip-flops and everything in. I have added on the inside a little lanyard with a, is it called a lobster clasp? With this clip, so that if we popped our car keys in there, because it's such a huge bag, I didn't want them to get lost. And although it has two outside pockets, a slip one here and a zip version there, I didn't like the idea of the keys being on the outside when we were out and about, so we popped them inside. But yeah, this was a lovely sew. And as it came in a kit form, you get absolutely everything that you need. So I thought that was really good. Obviously, you need this outer fabric and the lining fabric. You need the interfacing. There's also a very solid iron-on base here, which came with it. Obviously, all the webbing, the zip for the pocket, and also a little me-made label that you could pop on if you wanted. So yeah, it's a really good way to make a project because you don't have to worry about anything. It's all there for you. So I'm really happy with this, and I can see me making another version, probably in a waterproof canvasy dark coloured fabric without the drawstring top, and just using it as a fabric shopping bag possibly when I go to things like the Stitch Festival, because it's so roomy. It fits so much stuff in it. So yeah, really, really pleased. Guthrie & Garney do Sewing Society kits. I think it's the first Wednesday of every month. So I always get the email, and like I say, this one's a couple of years old, but I have finally made it and I absolutely love it and could highly recommend. So the next thing that I made, I have seen popping up on lots of people's accounts, and it was the brand new pattern from Tammy Handmade, and it is the Lila Panties. And I was approved to be a tester for this pattern, so thank you so much, Tammy. I absolutely love this. I have made pants before, or sorry, I don't want to confuse you Americans. What you call trousers is pants, isn't it? We call pants underwear. So my pants would be, I guess, panties is why she's called it that. We call it knickers as well. So I have made them before. I've made a free pattern. I want to say, I think it's by Megan Nielsen, called the Acacia. I will pop in photo. I have made those, but it was quite a long time ago and hadn't made pants for myself for a long time. So when Tammy put a call out, I thought, yes, this will be great. I did have a little delay in the testing, and I let Tammy know. I was very last minute because I had an issue with my eye, some sort of weird blood vessel bursting and making my eye a little fuzzy and painful. But when it cleared up, I whipped up these honestly in no time at all. Now, unlike some of my fellow vloggers, I don't actually have the confidence to show you these on. So I do apologise if you want to see how these look, obviously on a real body, but I'm not sharing that personally. If you do want to see, I know at least two lovely ladies. The Tamlin, who is Sewn on Tyne, has shared her version, and also Sam, who is Sequin Girly Creates. So do go check theirs out. I made, this is the, well, hold on, let me check what they're called. So this is the regular fit, and obviously this is the small of the two versions. The Pico elastic I used was from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door in a knickers kit, which I bought some time ago. This fabric, I don't even remember, I apologise. I had 1/2 metre of this in my stash, and I just thought, doesn't that make an amazing pair of knickers? So love these, whipped these up really quickly. And then, because I often have certain times in the month when I feel uncomfortable and want bigger Bridget Jones style pants, I made the high waist, which is these here. I'm hoping they fit on the screen because they're so huge. Again, same fabric, like I say, 1/2 metre, made both of these easily. And then again, I used Pico elastic from Andrea, but this time in the black. I absolutely love these. Are so comfortable that they feel like you're not wearing anything, and I'm definitely going to make some more. I do want to revisit attaching the elastic. I think that Tammy said on her video she might have some tips about it, so I'm going to check that out, because I was always fine with the waist and my left leg, but I must have a strange body because my right leg is always a little bit loose and not as fitted as obviously knickers should be. But yeah, as I say, these come in a regular and a high waist version, so really good. I do find that I need both styles for different times when I feel the need. And in the instructions from Tammy, she gives you some fantastic help with how to adjust heights of the waist and the coverage and grading. Really good. The instructions are wonderful. I always love Tammy's patterns, as you know, and I will definitely be making up more of these. And if you haven't made underwear and you fancy giving them a go, honestly, these are so easy. And also Tammy has a video which you can follow on, and it uses up your scraps, so it's really, really good. I want to do some more with maybe fold over elastic and not always the Pico. But yes, the Lila Panties are a wonderful new pattern, so I highly encourage you to go check them out. As with everything, I will link down below details to the website and anything that I talk about. So those are my two makes that I've done recently. So I did manage to get some sewing even with the hot weather. Now, some things I've been buying, I have bought some fabric, which I will have to look up. I think it's called Cupro. This is from my shop that I work in Plymouth, Haberdashery Fabrics and More. We got this in a few colours, and I really loved it when it came in. And you may be aware, because I've mentioned previously, that I'm going to a wedding in August, the end of August, and I wanted to make something for it. Now, I have got some gorgeous flower jacquard that I bought in Guthrie Garney when I was up there recently, which I was going to make a jacket, and I'm still not sure since buying this fabric if I will make that jacket. However, I have bought this, and I hope it shows up well because it is gorgeous. It is this two-tone, so it looks sort of purpley, bluey red. It's really gorgeous. I'm hoping you can catch that gorgeous shimmer that it gives off because of the colours. You can see in the edge the sort of, you can see the blue threads on there, and then you can see the red. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. And I bought myself 3.5 meters to make a Zadie jumpsuit. I thought for a wedding that's just special, isn't it? I thought it'd be gorgeous. And I bought 3.5 meters because I wanted to make a little bag to pop my essentials in when I'm there on the day. And I'm torn currently between 2 patterns. So I would absolutely love some input in the comments below, guys. That would be great. The first one I'm thinking of doing is a free pattern. I think it's from Sew Over It, called the Bow Bag. I saw a lot of these at Plymouth Frock Tales back in March, and people had done them to match their outfits. And I thought they were fabulous. I'll pop it up here. I think that's what it is. So that's possibly one. The other one is one I've not made yet, which is the Baby Bestie. And if you remember, I have made a Bestie in a lovely denim in the, I think, medium size, but I did also buy the Baby Bestie add-on, and I thought just a little bag of the same fabric for the day might be really cute. I love the Bestie. So it's between that and the sort of bow one that I believe is from Sew Over It. So yeah, any thoughts on that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, absolutely love that fabric, and I do like a Zadie jumpsuit. I haven't made one for a while, but like I say, I think for a wedding this will be really gorgeous. A couple of things I have bought to add to my sewing room recently, one of which was this ruler. Doesn't sound very exciting, I know, but when I was making the Luskentyre bag, all the measurements were in centimetres, and things like cutting out the corners to make the bottom of the bag was in centimetres, and all my rulers and quilting rulers are in inches. So this one is a 15 centimetre by 30, sorry. So it's 15 centimetres across by 30 centimetres down. And I found that now really useful if any of my patterns that I need to do corners and straight lines are in centimetres. I now have the option of that as well as my inches one. I think I just picked that up on Amazon because I wanted it when I was doing the bag. The other thing I've bought, my husband and I went to a food and craft fair in a place called Royal Williams Yard here in Plymouth this month. And they had obviously lots of food, which was lovely. But they had this company that we could see were making the most gorgeous wooden pens. And they also had cufflinks and a few other things. They are called Devon pens. And they have all the woods they use. They have a little card. So the item I've bought is from a Dartmoor beach. So it says it was made from a beech that was grown on Dartmoor National Park, which is very close to me. So I love that. Now mine is not a pen. Mine is this, which some of you may know what it is. I love the feel of the shape and the wood. And it is actually, of course, we all need a seam ripper. Now it's probably about my dozen or more seam ripper, but you know, can never find them when I want them. They literally seem to disappear off my sewing desk. But this one, not only does it feel lovely and have that seam ripper, but on the other end, it has a very handy needle threader as well. So I absolutely loved that. That will be going into my Adam Sews caddy that I take when I go on retreats and sewing days as my seam ripper. And yeah, really happy with that. So a couple of sewing items that are not fabric that I've added recently. And then I have had my subscription from the wonderful Specky seamstress of my labels, and this month the small ones are a cute little heart with a smiley face, and the main labels say Scraptastic. So anything you've made scraps from, you can pop one of those in. So I think those are lovely. I don't know if you can see the heart ones very well. Let me open it. 1 second. Okay. So that's the little heart, smaller size labels. You get 4 of them, and then the large Scraptastic, which you get 3 of. So those will be going into my folder with all my other labels. And then lastly, to share with you all, I have bought some more fabric from my lovely friends Adele and Beck, who have set up Fabric Obsession. As I say, I will link it below with everything else, where they are selling some fabrics and I think labels as well. I did buy some in which you'd have seen in my previous video, some viscoses, which I love. Haven't sewn anything yet, as I say, because of the hot weather. But these are some Little Johnny fabrics, which I absolutely love. I only picked up a metre because I'm thinking of doing like something like the Helen's Closet Ashton, just a simple little top with no fuss, no particular features, because I think the standout feature will be these wonderful fabrics. And the first one is this amazing Faces here in those gorgeous bright colours, which I think if you're wearing just plain trousers or plain skirt and you have this on your top, will really pop. So I bought a metre of that one, and the other one very similar, really gorgeous bright colours for a nice simple top, so that the main feature is the fabric, is this one here with all those gorgeous different squares in those bright colours. I do love some of the Little Johnny fabrics, and I really look forward to using them. Hopefully I'll make some little summer tops, so you'll get to actually see them soon. So that is it from me for today. Not sure what I'm doing going forward, because obviously the weather put a spanner in my works. I had summer dresses planned, but it was funnily enough too hot to sew the summer dresses. Maybe I'll get around to that very soon. And also my children are not in school from tomorrow or today as you're seeing this, so we'll have summer holidays to compete with. So you will see me when you see me, and I do hope you're all managing to do some sewing or something sewing related, and I'll catch you all in my next video.